Today, drive one.
Wouldn't it make sense if car insurance rates were based on skill and experience? That way, the better drivers would get the better rates. So who are these better drivers? Drivers like you, 50 and over. Because your years of experience and good judgment make you a better driver. If you're 50 or over with a clean driving record, you are eligible for the Experience Advantage through Grey Power. To find out how much Grey Power's Experience Advantage could save you, call us at 1-866-473-9214. Grey Power's Experience Advantage could save you up to $400 per year on your car insurance. To find out how much you could save, call now. Insure your car and home with Grey Power and save even more. Call 1-866-473-9214.
Earn up to 10,000 Hilton Honors bonus points. Real value from your friends at Hampton by Hilton.
Closed captioning of this program is brought to you in part by Interactive Brokers, premier trading technology, greater returns through lower cost.
There are a lot of stocks to watch, even though it's going to be very quiet today. First up, Jean Coutu, BMO's out there talking about the stock. They're raising their target to 10.50, despite the fact that they're lowering their estimates. They're rolling out their target based on 2010-2011 earnings, so we'll be watching that. We'll also watch Gluskin Sheff. It's one of the premier money managers in Canada. At 10 o'clock, they're going to be discussing their results, which were released pretty well in line. There's some management changes there. The big one, the big two in Canada, CP Rail is going to sell at Stifel Nicholas, so you'll be wanting to watch that. And SXC Solutions pricing their offer at $41.50. Look where it closed. That's going to be weak.
Opening bells are next. Stay with us.
Are you one of the millions of Canadians who suffer from the pain of arthritis?
I'm one.
Well, Aleve brings you some good news.
I like good news.
Just one Aleve pill has the strength to relieve arthritis pain, stiffness, and joint pain for up to 12 hours. So you can do the things you love to do without worrying about nagging pain.
That's great news.
And the best news of all, Aleve is now available in Canada.
Welcome to Canada, Aleve.
So try new Aleve and discover the good news it can bring to your life. New Aleve, one pill, 12 hours strength, 12 hours length.
My team is always on the go, so I need a wireless network that I can rely on to stay in touch and still keep costs down. With Rogers, you get unlimited nationwide and local team calling and texting on all business plans. So I can stay in touch with my team and not pay more because of it. And Rogers is the only provider with a proven wireless network. It's reliability you can bank on.
Call now to get unlimited team talk and text on all business plans, only from Rogers.
This Money Talk Minute is brought to you by TD Waterhouse, wealth of experience.
Hi, I'm Patricia Lovett-Reed with your TD Waterhouse Money Talk Minute. For most Canadians, life insurance acts as a lifeline for the family in the case of an untimely family member's death. But life insurance can also play a key role in your estate plan. The most obvious benefit is the tax-free lump sum payment paid directly to your beneficiaries. The money could be used to help minimize costs associated with the funeral, any outstanding debts, or even the probate fees. Insurance can be used to facilitate an equitable transfer or distribution of assets amongst all of your heirs. And insurance can help reinforce and anchor your estate plan. Everyone should look into how life insurance could benefit them and their family.
Brought to you by TD Waterhouse, wealth of experience. You are watching BNN, Business News Network, celebrating 10 years of outstanding business news coverage.
We are just seconds away from the start of your trading day. Kicking things off at the NASDAQ, we have Rudy Wilson, CEO of Tongjin International Limited. And over at the NYSE, we have diminutive actor Elijah Wood ringing the opening bell with focus features to celebrate the recent release of the film 9, because I can't wait to see that with my daughter.
At the TSX, we have Canada Company. They are ringing the bell down there. They are a not-for-profit corporation. Many Ways to Serve is a federally incorporated not-for-profit corporation. It helps Canadians, and trading is now underway. It's time for your First 15.
The First 15, brought to you by BNN.
It's Friday, September 18th, 2009. Welcome to Market Morning. I'm Frances Horodelski. Canada Company is a group that bridges activities between the Canadian Armed Forces and the corporate world. Just wanted to make that clear. That's Canada Company. They were ringing the bell. I'm Frances Horodelski.
And I think Peter Monk has a lot to do with that.
He does. He's on the opening pages. That's correct.
All right. And I am Marty Say. Let's get you caught up on some of the stories moving the markets this morning. The Globe and Mail is reporting that Canada missed a chance to play host to a global technology giant made up of assets of Nortel Networks and Siemens Enterprises Communications of Germany. Citing unidentified sources in the finance and telecom sectors, the Globe says Industry Canada and Export Development Canada failed to support a bid from Siemens. The German company had proposed to create a Canadian headquartered business with sales of around $5 billion a year. Instead, Nortel's manufacturing unit went to US-based Avaya in a court-supervised auction. A French business newspaper is reporting Research in Motion is still in the game when it comes to buying the assets of Nortel Networks. RIM co-CEO Mike Lazaridis told the paper that Nortel's patents and some of its intellectual properties are important to RIM. Lazaridis specified the insolvent company's LTE high-speed mobile evolution technologies. Soaring welfare costs and falling tax revenue have sent Britain deep into the red. The country posted its biggest budget deficit in August since modern records began in 1993. The Office for National Statistics says the red ink amounts to more than £16 billion, roughly $28 billion. That's almost double the shortfall recorded a year ago. The International Monetary Fund expects Britain's deficit to top 13% of GDP next year. That would be the most in the group of 20 nations. Now, the market's been open for a few seconds now. We'll see how we're doing.
Well, not so badly right off the get-go. Let's look at the TSX first. It had started marginally weaker, and now it's marginally higher. The leaders right at the opening are information technology, probably RIM, materials, utilities, to the downside, the industrials and consumer staples. Going into New York, the futures were saying the markets were going to open higher, and they are doing so, especially at the Dow, which is the strongest of the three indices so far. We'll have more detail in a few minutes.
And because you said it happens, it tends to happen. Let's take a look at the U.S. dollar vis-a-vis the Canadian dollar. The Canadian dollar this morning was, in fact, a little bit higher before we sat down, but very little changed, whether, well, perfectly unchanged now at 93.74 U.S. cents. Now, how about bonds as well? They had been little changed. We'll check in on the 10-year U.S. bond and the 10-year Canadian bond. We have gains for the yields, meaning prices are declining right now. So the yield on the 10-year U.S. Treasury up 4 beeps at 3.43%, 3.38% for the Canadian 10-year bond. Now let's zero in on two stocks to watch.
Well, first in Canada, we want to take a look at CP Rail. The Americans are weighing in on CP today. Stifel Nicholas is downgrading the stock. I mentioned that before. Here is the reaction. Their fair value, and they're downgrading it to sell. You don't see a lot of sells on the street. They're generally concerned or bearish on the Class 1 rail group, given the recent run-up in the prices. So their new target, $39, that's a U.S. dollar target, by a long way from here. In the United States, I want to take a look at Palm. They released the results yesterday. They came in very strongly, but the outlook was disconcerting, and the company is issuing 16 million shares. They said the next quarter would see sales down 30% quarter over quarter, while the street had been looking for 26. Not much reaction in the stock yet, but I'm seeing a lot more sells than buys on Palm. So in Canada, CP being downgraded and Palm on the results, but more important, the outlook.
And we're going to take a very quick break, but after that, coming back with our first comprehensive look at the markets, you're watching the First 15 on BNN.
Help?
Book your hotel and flight together and save an average of $379, only at Travelocity.
Before, when you traded U.S. stocks for your RSP, you'd get hit with foreign exchange charges when you bought and sold stocks. Once again, a hit when you buy and when you sell. Buy, 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 buy. So, with Questrade, you can buy and sell U.S. stocks and not get hit with foreign currency charges. Find out how. Questrade. Do more with your money.
This is your BNN market update, and I'm Frances Horodelsky. Well, we're starting off in the green a little bit. It is expected to be a bit of a quiet day. We've had quadruple witching, not a lot of economic statistics. Let's take a look at the one-year chart of the TSX. We closed down a little bit yesterday, and we're starting today a little bit higher. We'll see if it is able to keep those gains, but it is looking like it will be relatively quiet. We had a string of pretty nice gains on the TSX. Let's look at the sectors that are moving the market here today. Information technology, materials, and healthcare are to the upside. To the downside, we got consumer staples and industrials. Moving into New York, those markets are all to the upside as well, as you can see here. I want to look at, and the Dow is leading the way. I'm going to tell you why in a second, but let's look at a couple of stocks. We've seen some upgrades on Apple this morning with targets in the 220 area. Given what we saw from Palm yesterday, that's coming through pretty positively on Apple. But the two upgrades on the Dow this morning, Procter & Gamble, Citigroup is upgrading the stock to buy. They say that the company is going to become more aggressive on the pricing side and gaining shares. So we're getting a little bit of an uptick there. And also Chevron, CVX, on New York. It is also a Dow component. It was upgraded by Credit Suisse this morning. So those two components alone having a positive impact on the Dow this morning, and that is your market update on the Business News Network.
And joining us for her take on the markets today is Diana Avigdor. She's the head of trading at Barometer Capital. Diana, it's great to have you back.
Thank you very much.
So much for September being the crummiest month of the year for markets. How has it been in terms of what you're seeing, order flow, volume, the metrics that you keep your eye on through the course of the month?
Right. September was feared. In August, everybody was talking about how September, October, one of the traditionally bad months of the year. Volumes have been extremely good. Partially, also, we have quad witch today, and so leading up to this, looking at the volumes for this week, have been very high, both in Toronto and in New York. In terms of temperament and block trading, there's been very good activity, lots of players, and lots of offerings of blocks, and market is absorbing it very well. It's very nice to see when before blocks would be offered, the market would be selling off when there was higher fear in the market. Now it absorbs it well, which is another sign of a strong market. And we've been seeing it rally.
By block, do you mean new equity issues, for example?
No, I'm
or
talking
just
about
sales,
just daily,
moving their block of Encana for something else?
Just regular block activity. Traders offer blocks, be it because they have something on their books that has made some profit, or they just want it off, or be it because of a client offering. Generally, when the market is softer, the way traders would approach it differently. You would offer it smaller if you thought the market could not absorb it, or that it would scare people off. But when you feel that the market can absorb 300,000 shares or something, then you can go out loud and offer it and go through your price discovery that way. So the market has been absorbing these bigger block offerings, and that's a good sign of the market.
Now, just while we're talking about trading, flash trading, getting a lot of news over the last couple of days, the SEC going to ban it, it would appear. What do you think about the concept of flash trading, which is the ability for a trader to see a trade a microsecond earlier than it goes elsewhere?
Right. So this flash trading and high-frequency trading and all that has been a huge subject in the minds of a lot of people. In the U.S., the Bloomberg article that's talking about this today was mentioning that 70% of U.S. volume is high-frequency trading, and flash order just a second before. In the U.S., volumes are big, and to what extent it actually affects things price-wise, is questionable. Maybe yes, maybe not. But in Canada, given our market and given our level of liquidity, this is a huge issue. I think this is something that really needs to be looked at and needs to be taken care of. In the gut of it, in the gut feel of it, in the ethical mind, that's just not right to be able to do that. To what
is it
extent,
going to be banned here, do you think?
I hope so. Mm-hmm. I know that there are conversations being had internally amongst traders for sure. And hopefully that'll be taken up to a next level at some point.
This is the banning of flash trading, not high-frequency trading. High-frequency trading can be in the market with everybody else, but very fast with big blocks, which opposed to a flash where you get just that split second of thanks, click.
But high-frequency trading can be small as well. It just keeps your price at a level on very small volumes that accumulate over that time. And flash trading just gives that block a split second before, and so computer systems can actually pick up on that, and it's just not right in the era of full disclosure and whatnot. It's just not right.
But is that a speed issue or a disclosure issue? If all the computers are getting the same information at the same time and one computer is acting a little bit more quickly, it's also the same thing as you and Francis going head-to-head in the market when you are trading a simple block trying to get the best price, and one of you says, I'll hit that bid.
Right, but we don't both have the exact same systems. And so somebody might see it and somebody else might not see it. And that's not the purpose of what the market was created for. So, yes, so if everybody had exactly the same software and the same system, and you could see it a second before, and everybody could see it a second before, that would give everybody the same playing field. But it's just not like that.
It's not a level playing field in the end. Just let's just look at what you think about the market. We're going into earnings season. It's a few weeks away for sure. We had great moves in the market. What do you think the rest of the year is going to bring?
Yeah. So a quarter is a long time for a trader. We could trade the ups and downs often, but the market is clearly telling us that it's okay with the valuations. So it needs to be confirmed in the next few weeks when earnings do come out. Earnings are going to have to play into this rally properly and beat it in order to take us to a next level. A lot of people are talking about market needs to halt and stop and regroup and wait. And everybody I talk to personally says, oh my God, this market is overextended. But when you look at internals, breadth, 52-week highs, it is showing strength. I might just also circle back to the cash levels. If you recall, a few months ago, we had money market cash as percentage of market capitalization at very, very high levels. That has come down substantially. We're in mid-2008 levels, so cash has been put to work, but it's still high. And equities as a percentage of investment is still very low in pension funds and insurance companies and whatnot. So there's a lot of room for people to come up to an equity weight. So those are the positives. On the negative side, it is very fast, and so it might stall for a bit. So for us at Barometer, we look less at valuations as a first line of investment because we feel that valuations usually reflect a reason for why the stock is acting the way it is. We look more at relative strength and earnings momentum.
Diana, thanks for coming in. It's
Thank
great
you.
to talk to you. We've been speaking with Diana Avigdor, Head of Trading at Barometer Capital.
And that was your first 15 on BNN. Stay with us. We have Linda Nazareth coming up with Canadian wholesale sales.
We don't all feel headaches the same way. To relieve yours, try aspirin. Aspirin has effectively relieved different types of headaches for more than 100 years. It quickly relieves headache pain, however you feel it. Don't let a headache get in your way. Take aspirin.
Want odorless relief from nagging muscle pain? Take the MyoFlex challenge and smell for yourself. Well, there you have it. MyoFlex is fast relief from muscle pain without the odor. And get odorless pain relief in a deep therapy patch, only from MyoFlex.
Attention investors. VectorVest has all the information, tools, and training you need to make money in the stock market.
I love the fact that I'm in charge, that I can actually quickly with VectorVest learn what I need to know to make my own decisions. It's a great feeling.
Only VectorVest has a market timing system that tells you when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell.
Nothing comes close to VectorVest.
Only VectorVest has a premium stock finder for up, down, and sideways markets.
Strategies are so good, it doesn't matter whether the market goes up or whether it goes down.
And only VectorVest provides free expert product support.
I'm always able to get answers to my questions. They're very helpful and they're always courteous.
Experience the difference. Go to vectorvest.com today.
VectorVest rocks. I mean, you know, it's just a great program.
Before you invest, check VectorVest.
Why do Canadians watch BNN? The information is second to none. Simple and clear. To stay informed. Love the programming. A fantastic team of business reporters and journalists that go beyond what's expected. BNN, for simply outstanding coverage.
Canadian wholesale sales soared in July, and our economist Linda Nazareth has been going through the numbers just across the board. This was a strong report.
It was, and it's not the first thing we've seen that's been strong for Canada, but really the best number since 2006 in terms of growth. We kind of knew that it was going to be good because, of course, you have all the auto activity, but still the market was looking for a gain of 0.9%. It came in as a gain of 2.8%, so a big difference there. You can see that we plateaued in terms of wholesale sales, came down from a very strong level, and now you're moving higher again. I like this indicator. It doesn't sound all that glamorous, but it's pretty good as a leading indicator for where the rest of economic activity is going to go.
So we mentioned autos. When you go into the details, what do you see?
Well, it was 5 of the 7 categories. It was not just autos. Building materials were very strong. That means you have builders either renovating, which is likely, or also planning to build more in future. And you also have the Home Depots or the like ordering because they expect consumers to do this. So that was one very positive thing. Also, if you look at the inventories part of this, we get inventories as well as sales. They were down during the month. I think it was the inventory to sales ratio, 1.35. That's the lowest in about 6 months. That's a strong sign. It means you're not building up stuff you're not selling.
Okay, you said this was just one strong report among a few. What else have you seen this week that's caught your attention?
Well, U.S. leading indicator yesterday, Canadian leading indicator yesterday, which was partly up on the U.S. leading indicator, was very strong. Also, the manufacturing sales numbers yesterday were way above expectations. That is in sync with this report. The trade numbers have been good. Basically, the Bank of Canada is right in saying that the economy grew during the third quarter. It would be almost impossible for it not to have grown, given the numbers we've seen.
Does any of this have implications for the dollar, which is down a little bit today?
Down a little bit, but still pretty much the highest level we've seen since last October. I think the Canadian dollar's rally really has more to do with U.S. dollar weakness, which has to do with the fact that you have a global recovery. Having said that, there's nothing in these numbers that would take the loonie lower based on the Canadian outlook. So, you know, the parity thing isn't going to go away. We may hear a lot about this between now and the end of the year.
All right, thank you very much, Linda. Linda Nazareth.
Coming up, as you know, we've been celebrating BNN's 10th anniversary. After the break, we're going to look at the commodity supercycle.
As a trader, my major concerns are cost, access to product, and the stability of my broker. Interactive Brokers is my choice because of its superior price execution, ultra-low commissions, global direct market access, and financial strength. If you are an individual or institutional trader with the same concerns, visit interactivebrokers.com to learn more. Interactive Brokers, stocks, options, futures, forex, bonds, worldwide from one account.
Is there a mortgage for savers? There should be, since millions of Canadians want a mortgage that costs less and gets them mortgage-free sooner. But do other mortgages make that possible? Not really. So ING Direct created the Unmortgage, the mortgage for savers. Everything about the Unmortgage is designed to help you save. You pay as little interest as possible because you always get our lowest rate without haggling ever. You also get flexible repayment options to make you mortgage-free sooner. You can add to any regular payment anytime. If you have some extra cash, make a larger payment. Even $20 a week can save you thousands and shorten your mortgage. Are you a saver? Then call now or visit unmortgage.ca.
We'll show you how simple it is to get the Unmortgage. And when you finalize your